You can run a 10,000, eat clean, feel absolutely fantastic, and still be carrying a blockage in your heart that could kill you before you feel a single symptom. Sounds impossible, right? It's not. Half of all men and most women get zero warning before a heart attack. No chest pain, no dizziness, no dramatic warning sign from the movies. Just fine and then gone. If you're over 50, this is the video you actually need to watch, because the way your body hides heart disease is almost the opposite of what you'd expect. Let's break down exactly how this happens, and the 7 things that actually catch it before it's too late. Step 1. Your body hides the blockage on purpose. Here's the part almost nobody knows. When plaque starts building up inside your arteries, your body doesn't just let the opening shrink. Instead, the artery wall actually stretches outward to make room for it. Doctors call this positive remodeling. It means you can have a significant amount of plaque built up inside your artery, and the passage for blood still stays wide open. Full blood flow, full energy, zero symptoms. You could pass a treadmill stress test. You could run a race. You could feel like you're in the best shape of your life, all while this is quietly happening inside your chest. This is exactly why so many people over 50 assume that feeling good means being safe. It doesn't. Your body is very good at compensating right up until the moment it can't anymore. Step 2. It's not the size of the blockage that kills you. Most people picture heart disease like a clogged sink. The pipe gets narrower and narrower over years until one day it just stops. That mental picture is comforting because it suggests you'd see it coming. But it's wrong. Most heart attacks don't happen in arteries that are almost completely blocked. They happen in arteries that are less than 50% blocked. The reason is that smaller, newer plaques tend to be soft, unstable, and covered by only a thin layer of tissue. Bigger, older plaques are often calcified and hardened, almost like scar tissue, and they tend to sit there quietly for years without causing a problem. So the plaque that looks the least threatening on paper is very often the one that ends up causing the emergency. Step 3. The rupture, not the build-up, is what actually stops your heart. So if it's not the slow narrowing that causes the heart attack, what does? It's a rupture. Think of that soft plaque like a small blister sitting inside the artery wall. If blood pressure spikes or the body goes through sudden physical stress, that thin covering can tear open. When it tears, your body reacts the same way it would to a cut on your finger. It rushes platelets to the site to form a clot and stop the bleeding. That's a great system if you've cut your hand. It is a disaster if it happens inside an artery feeding your heart. That clot can grow large enough to completely seal off blood flow in a matter of minutes, not years. This is why someone can feel completely normal one moment and be in a full cardiac emergency the next. Step 4. Chest pain shows up far too late to rely on. Here's a number worth remembering. Most people won't feel any chest discomfort at all until an artery is roughly 70% blocked. Below that threshold, the heart simply compensates and keeps working without complaint. That means chest pain isn't an early warning system. It's closer to a final warning system. By the time you feel that tightness walking up a flight of stairs, your arteries have often already been narrowing for years. Waiting to feel something before taking heart health seriously is one of the most common and most dangerous assumptions people make after 50. Step 5. Women's warning signs look nothing like the movies. If you picture a heart attack, you probably picture someone clutching their chest. That's a real symptom, but it's mostly a male symptom. And even then, it's not universal. For women, the signs are often much quieter and much easier to dismiss. Extreme fatigue that doesn't match your activity level. Shortness of breath doing things that never used to wind you. Nausea, acid reflux. That won't go away no matter what you take for it. A vague sense that something feels off. These symptoms get brushed aside constantly, mistaken for stress, poor sleep, or just getting older. If something feels persistently wrong in your body, especially after 50, it's worth getting checked rather than waiting it out. Step 6. Standard blood work doesn't tell the full story. A lot of people assume that if their cholesterol numbers come back normal, their heart is fine. Cholesterol panels are useful, but they only tell you what's floating around in your bloodstream. They don't tell you what's actually stuck to the walls of your arteries. That's a completely different piece of information, and it requires a different kind of test. The screenings actually look at the arteries themselves. The first is a CAC score, a quick 5-minute scan that measures hardened calcium buildup. A score of 0 is about as good as it gets. A score over 400 is a serious red flag. The second is a CT angiogram, which can pick up soft plaque, the unstable kind that hasn't hardened yet and is more likely to rupture. This is the closest thing to an early warning system that modern medicine has, and most people over 50 have never even heard of it, let alone asked their doctor about it. Step 7. Time is muscle, and that's the whole game in emergency medicine. There's a saying, time is muscle. Once blood flow to part of the heart is cut off, damage starts within about 20 minutes. By 90 minutes, that tissue can turn into permanent scar. Scar tissue doesn't pump blood. It just sits there. This is why recognizing the signs early and catching problems with the right screening before symptoms even show up matters so much more than most people realize. It's not about being afraid of your heart. It's about not leaving something this important entirely up to guesswork. So here's the takeaway. Feeling fine is not the same as being fine. If you're over 50, a simple conversation with your doctor about a CAC score could genuinely change the outcome of your life. It's quick, it's not invasive, and most people never think to ask for it. Now, I want to hear from you. How old are you watching this video? Drop your age in the comments below. And if this helped you understand your own heart a little better, you know what to do.